Hey doc, does the economy have you a little bit concerned? I want to talk about how to create a recession-proof practice. I mean, look at this. Stocks are dropping, crypto's crashing, big companies, even like Facebook, are laying off thousands of employees. Have you seen the stuff going on with Twitter? It's crazy. It's one of the most challenging times in our economy, and as a business owner, you've got to know how to navigate this. It's easy to get scared thinking about the future of the chiropractic industry. Some are scared that they won't even be able to make ends meet and that they might even have to close up their practice. But I'm here to tell you I've been through 2 recessions and I made it out even stronger, and I want to share with you in this video exactly what you can do to ensure profitability and confidence going through this crazy market. Step 1 in recession-proofing your practice starts with Economize. And what does that mean, and how do we actually know where we should be economizing to? Because Economize sounds like constricting, when in reality it's a calculation that I want you to do. We have this term in the profit accelerator system that we talk about called MVOO. It's your minimal viable operating overhead. If we had to reduce expenses short term, what is that number that we could still service our patient base and provide those services? It means that we may have to tighten the belt, tighten the expenses, look at, payments we could potentially consolidate. Look at ways to reduce cash flow that's going out the door and hold on to our cash short term. You need to know that number, and it's important for you to go through what we call the practice overhead worksheet. It is a worksheet in the profit accelerator system that literally breaks down your practice, every category of expenses, so that you can come up with that number and know exactly what your overhead average is and start to look for ways to bring that down. When you come up with that number, that minimum viable operating overhead, you now have the confidence that anything over that will be profitability. We can start looking backwards from the numbers. What would it take to generate and cover that on a monthly basis? Just having that number in your head gives you a peace of mind, a sense of peace as you're moving forward into this unsure economy. MVOO, you need to know that number. Now again, if you love this community, if you're enjoying this content, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, adjust that notifications bell so you don't miss a single great episode. All right, tip number 2 is all about how important it is to dig the well before you're thirsty. Because we don't know what's going to happen with the economy, it's important that we secure capital before we go into it. Now in the profit accelerator system, we show a profit formula for practices to build up 3 months of their MVOO. That's important to have that into a reserve account that you can't easily access. I would move that to where I can get to it within days, but not within hours. We want to make sure that you don't go tap into it just, for fun money. This is the money that's protecting you, protecting your team, protecting your family. I had to get pretty serious about this number when I built a team so big that, man, one bad month really could have sent us into shambles. So we built an account. We didn't fund it all at once. We used our profit formula to slowly move money into that gas tank so that the gas was there if we ever needed it. Now, there were times in my practice where I didn't have extra reserves, and I did have to go secure capital. It's so much easier when the sun is shining to secure capital, when banks are lending, and with interest rates fluctuating by the day. It's important that you secure that capital sooner than later. You don't want to go try to get money from the bank when everything is being locked down. I mean, think about it for a second. Back when I started my practice, nobody would lend me any money. But man, when my practice was successful, everybody was trying to give me money. So when the sun is shining, go get some reserve capital. If you already have it built up in your slush fund, then that's your emergency gas tank. But if you don't have that, go secure some capital. It will give you a peace of mind moving forward. You can't afford to not be able to take care of your team and your family if dark days are coming. go secure 90 days minimum of some operating capital. All right, before I go on to tip number 3 on how to recession-proof your practice, if you're loving this kind of content, I have an amazing video that you will love called How to Set Chiropractors Free. Go watch that video. It's gonna help you prepare for what's changing the economy and set you free financially. Go watch that video. If you type yes below in the comments, we will send you our #1 requested guide. The first 10 people will get the framework for the #1 team huddle in the industry. It will give you step-by-step of exactly what you and your team should be following each and every day that will prepare your team to deliver amazing productive days. Comment yes below and our team will get that for you. All right, my last tip of economizing your practice comes down to really making smart financial decisions. You know, as a data-driven practice, you start really generating a lot of cash flow. And I know in my practice, I began looking for opportunities to move money to where it would begin working for me, generating more income. We wanted to invest as data-driven doctors. But this is the time where I really want you to think twice about big investments. Really work through the potential consequences that if you lost that money, how could that impact your practice? I don't want you to invest a single dollar that could potentially create pain downstream. We want to put your money where it can, still be working, but maybe not quite as aggressively today. That's the safe bet. And a data-driven doc, you're making smart decisions so that capital is there for you if you need it when and if winter comes. So just prepare. I mean, all the financial experts out there are telling us we're moving into winter, and our data-driven docs have that ability to come out of this stronger and even grow during the winter season because they're making the data-driven decisions. They're still using their money to grow their impact in their practice and help patients get the transformation in their health, which allows them to stay connected to you. They're gonna look to you as the source, the truth, when they're going through stress. If you want more tips on how you can recession-proof your practice, come join the community. It's a free Facebook community called the Data-Driven Practice. If you will just comment below, we will send you a link where you can come be a part of this community. I will personally welcome you into this community, introduce you to the amazing data-driven docs in this community, where we will support you in your next huge growth and success of building your dream practice.